Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham, along with his son, Heydər Əliyev, participated in the unveiling ceremony of a statue of the prominent figure of Azərbaycan Şuğ and great folk artist Aşıq Ələskər in Baku. President İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva participated in the opening ceremony of a newly constructed residential complex in the city of Cəbrayıl, where they handed over keys to the new homes to the residents. On September 30th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, along with his son Heydər Əliyev, participated in the unveiling ceremony of a statue of the prominent figure of Azərbaycan Şuğ art and great folk artist Aşıq Ələskər in Baku. The head of state addressed the event.
Əziz dostlar, bugün şəhərimizdə çox əlamətdar bir gündür. Deyə bilərəm ki, ölkə üzrə çox əlamətdar bir gündür. Bakının mərkəzində Azərbaycan aşıq sənətinin görkəmli nümayəndəsi Aşıq Ələskərin abidəsi açılır. Bu münasibətlə sizi və bütün Azərbaycan xalqını ürəkdən təbrik etmək istəyirəm. Bu doğrudan da çox gözəl hadisədir.
Saying that we're unveiling the statue of Aşıq Ələskər, a prominent representative of Azerbaijan's Aşıq art in the center of Baku, the head of state recalled that he signed 2 decrees 3 years ago to perpetuate the name of Aşıq Ələskər. On the basis of the first decree, the 200th anniversary of the birth of Aşıq Ələskər was celebrated at a state level. The second decree envisaged the establishment of a statue of Aşıq Ələskər. Today, in this beautiful place of Baku, actually in the center of our city, in a beautiful park, we are unveiling the statue of Aşıq Ələskər, underlined President İlham Əliyev. In his speech, President İlham Əliyev touched on the deportation of Azerbaijanis from the ancient land in western Azerbaijan in the 20th century, and added that our people were subjected to 3 waves of deportation at the 20th century. The first wave was in 1918, second in the 1940s-50s, and third one in the late 1980s and early 1990s. After a certain period of time, after the 2 deportations, the Azerbaijani people returned to the ancestral lands. Not all of them, but a large part of them did. This makes us legitimately confident that the Western Azerbaijanis who were subjected to the 3rd wave of ethnic cleansing will also return to the ancestral lands. Today, we are seeing the indomitable spirit of the Azerbaijani people in the example of our compatriots returning to Karabakh and East Zangezur. Our compatriots from Karabakh and East Zangezur, who had not seen these lands before, are eagerly and impatiently waiting for the day of their return. They are looking forward to the implementation of the Great Return Program. In fact, this program is already underway. The people of Karabakh, who had never lived in those lands but lived with the dream of returning to those lands, are now returning to Karabakh. I am sure that we will see the same during the period of return to Western Azerbaijan, emphasized the head of state.
Azərbaycan aşıq ədəbiyyatının görkəmli nümayəndəsi, böyük el şairi, aşıq sənəti ənənələrinə yeni məzmun qazandıran əsərləri dövlət varidatı elan edilən Aşıq Ələskər irsinə hər zaman böyük diqqət göstərilib. Bugün Ustad Aşığın büstünün açılışı dövlət tərəfindən Aşıq Ələskər yaradıcılığına verilən yüksək qiymətin daha bir bariz nümunəsidir. Abidənin müəllifi xalq rəssamı, heykəltaraş professor Natiq Əliyev, layihənin memarı isə ustad memar, Rəssamlıq Akademiyasının baş müəllimi Malik Babayevdir.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, received leader of the faction of Liberal Democratic Party of Russia in the State Duma of the Russian Federation, Leonid Slutsky.
President İlham Əliyev welcomed Leonid Eduardovich and said that this visit will make an important contribution to the strengthening of friendship and partnership relations between the two countries. The head of state recalled the state visit of the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, last month, which significantly boosted the development of bilateral relations in all spheres. The head of state highlighted the success of the Intergovernmental Commission and the active development of humanitarian cooperation, noting that these and other issues were discussed during the Russian president's visit. The progressive and dynamic nature of the bilateral relationship was once again acknowledged with satisfaction. Of course, the inter-party relations of the political forces of our countries are also an important factor of mutual interaction. You are heading one of the leading political parties of the Russian Federation, which has great influence in all regions of the Russian Federation. The successful results of the election campaigns demonstrated by the representatives of your party suggest the great authority of your political force as an important factor in the political system of the Russian Federation, said President İlham Əliyev, and wish Leonid Slutsky and the party he leads continued success. President İlham Əliyev thanked Leonid Slutsky for his visit to the Karabakh region of Azerbaijan and expressed confidence that the Azerbaijani public, former IDPs, will appreciate his decision to visit the Karabakh region. Leonid Slutsky thanked President İlham Əliyev for the warm welcome and noted with deep satisfaction the progress Azerbaijan is making on the path of development of the national economy. For me, it was a significant event to realize my much-cherished dream of visiting Shusha, the cultural capital of Azerbaijan. I can say that the Karabakh region is recovering at an extraordinary pace. There are already two beautiful international airports, Füzuli and Zengilan, while a third airport is also under construction at a rapid pace. Shusha today is a major reconstruction site. The restoration of its historical sites is in full swing, said Leonid Slutsky, and expressed his pleasure to visit Shusha. In the Karabakh region of Azerbaijan, the creation of new jobs, including science-intensive clusters, is accelerating today. And just as some people once couldn't imagine this swift return of Karabakh, some may not fully grasp what Karabakh will become in just a few years, Leonid Slutsky emphasized and spoke about the visit to the historical home of Bulbul, where the presidents of Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Belarus, many other political and public figures have also visited before. A significant number of issues on the bilateral agenda were discussed, including the dimension of parliamentary diplomacy, which is successfully developing together with the Milli Majlis. Leonid Slutsky congratulated all those who live with Azerbaijan in their hearts, including those who live far beyond the borders of the Azerbaijani state on the return of Karabakh to its homeland.
Karabakh – это Азербайджан. Спасибо большое.
President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited Jabrayil district. Then the head of state visited Zangilan.
President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited the village of Horovlu in the Jabrayil district to inspect the construction of houses and social facilities and participated in the opening ceremony of the 960-seat Mehdi Mehdizadeh Secondary School in the city of Jabrayil. The head of our state laid the foundation stone for the non-alcoholic beverage production complex of Azersun Holding LLC, attended the groundbreaking ceremony for brooding egg production factory of the Hijaz Kuşçuluk Poultry Enterprise in the Jabrayil district. President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the groundbreaking ceremonies of a furniture cluster owned by Lithuania's Dominar Company, a factory owned by Karabakh Stone LLC, and a factory by Prestige Kimya LLC and the Araz Valley Economic Zone Industrial Park. Then the head of our state participated in the opening of the Digital Control Center for the Zangilan Electric Power Network, operated by Azershuk OJSC, laid the foundation of the 5th and 6th residential complexes in the city of Zangilan, reviewed the construction site of a 104-apartment residential complex in Zangilan city, and progress of construction at Zangilan Recreation Complex. The head of state also attended the inauguration of the Sarıkışlak hydroelectric power station, operated by Azer Energy OJSC in the Zangilan district.
On October 4th, President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva participated in the opening ceremony of a newly constructed residential complex in the city of Jabrayil, where they handed over keys to the new homes to the residents.
The total area of the Jabrayil residential complex is 7.9 hectares. Sadık Sadıkov, chairman of the board of the State Housing Development Agency, briefed the president and the first lady on the work completed in the residential complex. The complex comprises 33 residential buildings, including 7 5-story buildings and 26 4-story buildings, with a total of 712 apartments. The construction of the 6-quarter complex has been completed to high standards. In addition to the residential buildings, the area features social facilities, both underground and above-ground parking space, recreational areas, and children's playgrounds for entertainment and sports. The head of state delivered the speech at the event.
Bugün Cəbrayil şəhərinin azad olmasının 4-cü il dönümüdür. Bu münasibətlə sizi, bütün Cəbrayilləri, bütün Azərbaycan xalqını ürəkdən təbrik edirəm.
The liberation of Jabrayil holds great significance, as it was the first city to be freed from occupation during the Second Karabakh War. By that time, the war had been ongoing for a week, with nearly 20 villages, including those in the Jabrayil district, already liberated. The Azerbaijani armed forces demonstrated true courage, dedication and valor during the Pathetic War, and we will forever be proud of our martyrs, the head of state emphasized. The ongoing work in the liberated territories is of special nature. No other country that has experience from occupation or war has managed to carry out rebuilding works with such speed and quality, because this work is being done according to comprehensive and precise plans, the head of state underlined. Referring to the work being carried out in the village of Horovlu in Cəbrayıl district, President İlham Əliyev said, "As you know, Horovlu was liberated on the same day as Cəbrayıl town. In a few months, likely in the first half of next year, citizens will also return to Horovlu." Armenia violated all norms and principles of international law by occupying approximately 20% of our lands, conducting ethnic cleansing, committing the Hojali genocide, and destroying all our cities and villages. Has any official representative of a Western state ever criticized them? No. President İlham Əliyev also stated that the Minsk group was merely covering up these issues, partially justifying the Armenian occupation and pushing Azerbaijan toward a humiliating peace. When we raised our voice for justice on all international platforms, we were told that our words were too harsh. This sharp rhetoric does not bring peace closer, it pushes it further away. There is no military solution to this conflict. In other words, France and other Western states like it were doing everything they could to make this occupation permanent. 60 pro-Armenian members of the U.S. Congress have appealed to the American government to impose new sanctions on Azerbaijan. It is a vile appeal and cannot influence our will. However, what does it show? The policy of hostility against us does not stop. The head of state said, "When I looked at that appeal, I guess that both its author and its addressee are the same, because the addressee is the U.S. Secretary of State. However, I haven't the slightest doubt that this appeal was also written within the U.S. State Department. In other words, they are writing letters to themselves to threaten and accuse us." America imposed sanctions against us in 1992 at a time when our territories were being lost. The sanctions were lifted in 2001. Speaking about the reasons for this, the head of state said, "Their occupation activities in Afghanistan had begun, a war of aggression had started, and they needed us. As long as they remained in Afghanistan, these sanctions were lifted by the American president every year. However, when they fled Afghanistan, right in front of the whole world, these sanctions were reimposed against us." Is there a degree of ingratitude or not? Today, sanctions are imposed on Azerbaijan by America. Afterwards, they say, "Let's strengthen our friendship." What kind of friendship can be discussed? President İlham Əliyev emphasized that we must rely solely on our strengths and should not be deceived by any promises, sweet words, or false statements. Armenia has engaged in dangerous games, and they should not forget the history of the Second Karabakh War. Let them not forget the anti-terror operation. They should remember that we achieved what we wanted in that geography. Without regard for anyone or anything, we eradicated the roots of separatism in just a few hours, President İlham Əliyev emphasized. Our victory, of course, is the greatest asset for our people in our state. I believe it's the brightest military victory in the centuries-old history of the Azerbaijani people. At the same time, this victory also showed that it's possible to fight against injustice. When there is unity among the people, when there is a strong determination, you can be capable of anything. By achieving this historic success, our people showed the way to all suffering people in many other places that is possible. Therefore, the international significance of our victory will only increase from now on, President İlham Əliyev added. The process of strengthening Azerbaijan both in the South Caucasus and its transformation into an important country in a larger geography will continue successfully. I have no doubt about it. I am sure that our policy dictates that, and our potential shows it. Our power, our political weight, our economic and military power will only increase year after year. I am saying this with full confidence, the head of state underlined.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.